July 31st, 2013, a giant lake. I stopped at a store in a little town this morning and drew a crowd of men who were deeply interested in my bike, as if they had not seen one before. They pulled the brake levers, played with the shifters, and wiggled the trailer. Every one of them squeezed the tires. One of them urged me to buy him a drink, so I went back into the store and purchased a can of beer. He complained to the group, only half jokingly, that he had wanted vodka. After opening the can, he gave the beer to me to have the first drink. He then passed the beer around to everyone there before finishing off what was left. I've bicycled into a drier climate. The grass grows more sparsely, and the herds of cows have been replaced by camels. The temperature climbed to 90 degrees today, and the land baked. I could feel the heat radiating off the ground as much as down from the sun. Even when I came upon a large lake, there was no oasis. In fact, nothing was growing. All around, the landscape was desolate and quiet. I followed the shore of the lake for 30 miles, pedaling slowly along sandy tire tracks, hoping to find anywhere to rest. The complete lack of shade was hard to accept. From hilltops, I could see dozens of miles in every direction, and the longest shadow in sight was cast by me. The only shade I found all day was from a single small tourist shop along the shore of the lake. The sun was high, and the shadow of the building was hardly wider than my shoulders, but that was enough. I laid on the ground against the wall and tried to cool off. I slept for an hour, waiting for the heat to pass, but when I woke up, I was still sweating. Half a dozen people were wandering around. I must have looked rather desperate as I lay there in my ragged shirt, passed out in a sliver of shadow. I was glad simply to have a place to be still. Without shade, I barely take breaks. The only thing to sit on is the hot earth, and there is nothing even to lean against. When I rest, I simply lay my bike over, then stand in the stifling heat as the sun beats down. I'm not comfortable enough to stay, so after a few minutes, I go back to pedaling. I'm getting a sense of the Mongolian roads, and I like how unrestrained they are. Any intrepid soul can start a new path to take them wherever they want to go. In this wide open land, there's nothing to get in the way. The most used routes wear over time until they become deep ruts, at which point an adjacent track is created just a couple paces over. In one high traffic area, I saw this method create an 8-lane dirt highway with perhaps 80 more tire ruts on the side that were weathering back to neutral. As evening arrived, I laid my sleeping bag out on the ground at a beautiful spot overlooking the lake. I walked to the water's edge with my empty bottles, but discovered that the water was salty. That's why nothing grows here. I was counting on the water to get me through till tomorrow. I'm already thirsty and only have one mouthful saved for morning. The last flowing stream I crossed was 85 miles ago. I'll be in trouble if I need to go that far again. This evening, I watched a silent lightning storm flash over the far shore of the lake, and a slow sunset painted the sky in vivid colors. I'm now looking up at the Milky Way, spilling across the heavens. The starlight is bright enough to see my shadow. The air is still, and the world is silent. There are no bugs, no cars, no homes. I am alone, and I am at peace.